Hi there, Leo. This is Yvonne, the Mermaid Oracle. Thank you so much for coming in to watch your live stream for December 2025 Love Edition. So I'm gonna divide this reading for uh, all of you. So there's gonna be sections. And if you guys are interested in getting a reading, a $5 tarot reading at the end, you are more than welcome to submit a donation, a $5 donation for one question. If you have more than one question, you are more than welcome to submit for multiple questions as well. But each question would be $5. Otherwise, I will go ahead and do a Love Edition general reading for our Leos here. So let's see what we have for our Leos for the month of December 2025. And we are going to be using the black and white Rider-Waite tarot deck. So I hope you guys enjoy the images and the messages just as much as I hope I will. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for you. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we have for our Leos regarding the ex. Okay, so this is also an old fling, especially if you guys didn't have if you guys were not in a committed relationship with this person. So this is just going to be basically talking about the ex. So let's go ahead and see what we have for the ex here. All righty, so let's see. We have Judgment in reverse. We're avoiding each other. We're avoiding each other. We're avoiding each other, but at the same time, I feel like this person did not know what they wanted. I think this person did not know what they want. And I feel like if you are not seeing anything, it's just nothing from this person, you're not seeing them return, you're not seeing them reach out, you're not seeing them text you or do anything. This reading is just basically saying, Leo, it's because they really don't know, especially if it's another fire sign like yourself, a Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, or it could be that maybe nothing is happening here. We're not getting to the bottom of things. Maybe you want to talk about things, but you are indecisive. Maybe you acknowledge that in order to get this person back, you would need to talk about things. You would need to address certain things, but you are a fire sign. Maybe you aren't sure if you really want this person. You're not sure if this person is your forever person. And the reason why this is all happening, well, I mean, it could be another fire sign like yourself, or it could be just another career-oriented woman, or just another career. We have King of Wands in reverse and Queen of Wands upright. So I see that you guys in a way are similar. And I see that in a way you guys are attracted to each other. Maybe you guys come from the same hometown. Maybe you guys are from the same ethnicity, or maybe you guys like the same stuff, almost to the point where it feels like maybe it could be, but at the same time, we don't know. We don't know, because it seems like this person is quite iconic. When we have the Queen of Wands, this is an iconic person. I'm going to say a woman because it's a woman, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a man. It could be a gender rebel. Okay. But I'm just going to say a woman just to make this live stream a little easier. It seems like you're indecisive. You don't know what you want. And I mean, you are confronted by someone who is iconic, someone who anyone can easily look up to, someone who's career oriented, or someone who's very focused on their career, right? But also someone who's preoccupied. And maybe that could be also a problem. Maybe both of you guys have a lot of things going on. And that's the issue for the month of December 2025. There are these issues of what's going on. But with the Knight of Wands in reverse, yeah, like I'm seeing hesitation. I feel like this person has been confused about you for a very long time. So if you haven't seen any action, if you haven't seen anything, or if this is an ex that maybe reaches out from time to time, maybe, or has at least in the previous past reached out at least once before. Point is that we're dealing with someone who has been quite indecisive about you for some time. This isn't like a new thing. It seems like they have been quite indecisive about you for a while now. And but I do think that there is going to be communication. All of a sudden, there's going to be communication coming in the month of December, at least halfway through December. So we're dealing with someone who's quite iconic. I really want to say that. I feel like, I mean, it's not like this person isn't awesome. This person is quite awesome. And I think you know that. I think you know that this person is quite awesome. I think you know this person is quite iconic. You know that this person is easily admirable, or a lot of people do admire this person or look up to this person. Could be someone who is a parent, but also someone who, you know, their kids, someone whom like their kids really look up to. You know, if it's someone who has kids, right? But point is that you acknowledge, or you know that people look up to this person, people admire this person. You know, this person is an icon. You know, could be an influencer, could be a content creator too as well. Point is someone who is like quite iconic, someone who is quite career oriented and amazing. But I am seeing schedules. I don't think that's the problem though. I do feel like there, you guys both can be busy, but I don't think that's the problem here. I don't feel like that's the problem. I do think that's going to be the thing in December 2025. Both of you guys are going to be fairly busy, but I don't think that's going to be the problem here. I see that there's a fire sign here who is indecisive, and this is you, Leo. If you're the indecisive one, you've been indecisive about this person for quite some time. Okay. And if it's the other person, they've been indecisive about you for quite some time as well. Okay. You're keeping yourself busy. You're keeping yourself busy, and you're focusing on you. You're really focusing on you, whereas this person is focusing on not wanting to be in contact with you. I feel like you are trying to keep yourself busy while this person has no intention of wanting to reach out to you, but hopes, fears, and or advice. If you're hoping for a return, well, then you're going to sit there and hope. If you want to return to this person, it seems like you're indecisive anyway, then the cards are saying the only way that's going to happen is if you do the reaching out. But if you are hoping that this person will reach out, they do have the 8 of Wands in reverse for them. So I don't think they are. So it would only be a hope. And if you really want this to resume in some way, shape, or form, you would have to be doing the reaching out. Okay, Leo. And as far as moving forward, I think you're going to drop this. I think eventually you're just going to throw your hands up and you're going to be like, you know what? It's not worth my time, not worth my energy. I don't even know if I want this person anyway. And again, I feel like I don't think this person is a bad person. I just feel like this person is I feel like this person is quite iconic. You acknowledge that this person is amazing. You acknowledge that this person is career oriented, career focused, and people look up to this person. I really get that feeling. People look up to her, and I'm saying her because she's represented by the Queen of Wands, but you just don't know. You just don't know. And I feel like you're just going to keep yourself preoccupied. You're going to focus on your stuff while this person is going to be focused when it comes to you. They're just going to not do anything. They're going to focus on not being the one to reach out to you. Right? So, but I think you're just going to, you're going to throw your hands up and you're just going to be like, I'm not going to do this. I don't know. And I don't feel like it's out of frustration. I think it's just going to be one of those things that you're just going to let slip by and you're just going to move on. Okay. Let's go ahead and see for single folks. Singles and looking. All right, for our singles and looking, let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and see for our singles and looking. Singles and looking. Singles and looking. Singles and looking. So let's see, what do we have for Leo singles? Leo singles. So let's see, what do we have for Leo singles here? Leo singles here. Let's see what we have for our Leo singles. Woo! See, what do we have for our Leo singles here? All right, so for our Leo singles here, you guys are getting frustrated. You guys are getting frustrated. You guys are getting frustrated that you aren't meeting someone here. But I'm also seeing this frustration with yourselves. And now you're starting, I feel like a lot of you guys are starting to look at your own reflection, and you're starting to look at yourselves in the mirror and being like, what is it about me that I can't attract somebody? You guys are starting to get frustrated with yourselves, frustrated that you can't get someone, or at least get someone to stick around. And now you guys are really looking at yourselves in the mirror and being like, what is it about me? Is it about me? What's in the bottom? 8 of Cups. Yeah. Maybe you guys just recently walked away from something, or, missed out on an opportunity here. Maybe something that could have had potential. Maybe something that was starting, but then it didn't take off. And you decided to walk away. But now you're frustrated because now you're single and you're starting to look at yourself and think to yourself, well, what is it about me? But you just walked away from something that was starting, but it didn't develop to something more. And it was because you had multiple options, or someone here had multiple options, and this person made a decision and walked away from the other person. But that didn't work out. Now we're single and frustrated. So it's kind of giving me this background story where someone here at one point kept their options open. Could have been you, could have been somebody else. And this person, whoever this was, who was keeping their options open, made a decision and left the other person behind. If this was you, you left somebody behind, or you left other suitors behind to get into a commitment with somebody, but it didn't work out. Now we're in a place where we're single again, and we're frustrated. And we're now looking in the mirror, and we're asking ourselves, well, what is it about me? What is it about me that for some reason I can't help this vicious cycle of people leaving my life? Or this could be a thing where, like, someone was keeping their options open, left you behind after they made their decision, and now you're back at square one. There's no one around, and you're just like, well, why am I unlovable? What is it about me that I can't attain the love that I want? And so I do think there's going to be a reunion. I do think that you guys will hear from someone again, or there's going to be a reunion here. But I feel like before that all happens, I'm seeing this cloud of confusion and wonder. And I think it's going to be all revolving around, well, what is it about me? And some of you guys who have either issues with alcohol or substance abuse, or maybe even just eating habits, having terrible eating habits, you're going to look at all those little things and you're going to be like, you know what, I'm going to make these changes. So I do see this need to want to make changes, looking in the mirror, and this wonder, this heavy wonder, about why has your love life been such a tragedy, or why it's not working. But I do think that someone here is going to return. I do think someone here is going to return. But you're not ready for commitment either. You're not ready for commitment either. So either that's the weird part, but you're not even looking for commitment either. Or maybe whenever this person returns, you're not going to want commitment, because I'm seeing something where, like, somewhere around in December, there's going to be a reunion. You're going to reconnect with someone, but you're not going to be in the mood of wanting to be in a relationship. And I feel like this other person is going to think to themselves, well, this isn't going anywhere. And the cards are telling you that maybe what you need to do instead is, instead of filling a void, let's work on your self-confidence. Let's work on rebuilding yourself and making you feel good about yourself. Maybe then you'll be okay with being in a relationship. But it seems like there is this need or this focus on wanting to heal yourself or focus on you. And you're going to guard yourself. I feel like you're going to guard yourself. You're going to choose to want to be protective of yourself. So as far as for my single folks here, I'm really seeing a thing where you're going to be very focused on yourself. Okay. You're going to be very focused on yourself. But at the same time, I'm seeing this frustration with yourselves as to why can't I attract the love that I want? Why can't I attract the lover that I'm looking for? And I feel like a lot of you guys previously, there was a thing where there was a relationship that began, but it didn't take off. Someone here walked away. Could have been you, could have been the other person. And they were left, someone here was left with wonder and confusion. Whoever did the walking away, they had multiple options. But it is telling me right here that regardless, I am seeing a reunion, but someone here is not going to be looking for commitment. And that's going to be you. I think you, regardless if you're going to be the one doing the reaching out or not, I don't think you're going to be wanting to commit in December. But it is going to make the other person feel as if this isn't going to go anywhere. So the cards are telling you maybe your focus should be on yourself and building your self-confidence and maybe working on why were you even looking at yourself in the first place? Right? Alrighty. Let's go on for the next people. Situationships or on again, off again relationships. Let's see what we have for you portion, for this portion of the reading, for this group of people. So this is going to be for Leos who are in situationships. This could be a friend with benefits too, or just a thing where you don't know what it is. You're not sure. Like, I mean, you guys, it could be I call them situationships for those you guys do more than just friends with benefits. There's more to that. You probably even know their friends, their family. You probably know their mom, but they haven't committed yet, right? That's what I mean by a situationship. And or on again, off again relationships. Let's see. Cards are flying out. All right, so let's see what we have for you guys. Let's see for our situationships or for those who are in on again, off again relationships. All righty. And once again, if you guys are looking for a $5 reading, you can submit your payment through Cash App or PayPal. The information is down below. And I will answer your questions after I finish reading for Leo. So Leo, for those who are in situationships right now or are involved in an on again, off again relationship. Okay. So it's tough. It's a tough relationship, but I mean, the cards are saying that, I mean, there's reason for hope. There's room for hope here, but it's a tough relationship. Ooh, yeah, this is a friend with benefits. Okay. All right. It's a very, so the passion is there. Okay, and that's the problem. I don't think it's going to evolve into anything more. It's a tough relationship. It has potential, hence the Six of Wands being here, even though it's in reverse. So the cards are saying it's not that it doesn't have potential. I think you guys have the potential of making it work. But the thing is that it won't. The challenge with the Ace of Wands in reverse is that it won't. And the reason why this is all happening is because someone here is keeping their options open with the intention of eventually committing to somebody once they make up their mind. This could be you, this could be the other person, okay? Especially if you're involved with a fire sign, most likely an Aries, that could most definitely be the case. They might even come off as someone who's just like blindly optimistic. If you're dealing with an Aries, or an Aries who's just blindly optimistic, or just always giddy, happy, to the point where it's like, bro, you're just too happy about life, like life is great, yeah, but you're like a little too joyful, about life, or life is just treating you way too good, right? And I feel like for a lot of you, there was a lot of resentment towards this person in the beginning, but I think it's going to progress with you feeling resentful because of how things have been and the history between you two. And it's going to go from that to you eventually coming to the realization that they are just an ugly, bitter person on the inside. I think you're going to eventually realize that this optimism is really fake. And you're going to come to the realization that they are actually bitter. So, this person who's pretending to be this blindly optimistic, happy go giddy person, you're going to come to the realization that it's all fake. You're going to come to the realization that really, on the contrary, they're quite miserable. Quite the opposite. Whole 180 here. And also, I do feel like this person, I don't think anything is going to progress with this person, because I do think that they are keeping their options open with the intention of, yes, meeting someone new, but maybe it might not even happen in December. But you're ready for something new. And I think it's going to be those of you who will walk away. There is going to be something new here. And as a matter of fact, I think eventually you're going to realize that they have a lot of work to do. They might even use the excuse of that they're too busy or that they're working, but they're preoccupied with other people. Another thing that I am seeing here, hopes, fears, and or advice. You do have right here Knight of Wands in reverse. I mean, you are a fire sign. So this is telling me right here that as far as hopes, fears, advice, the cards are telling me don't do anything. Don't do anything. Observe and watch. This is probably better for you in this situation, for those who are involved with someone who has multiple options, someone who is a fake, and someone who really deep inside are miserable and bitter, and but really on the exterior they tend to show or portray the opposite, really. But I feel like once you see yourself not do anything about it, and once you see yourself just moving forward with things, as we leave December, we do have the Star card in reverse. I think eventually you're just going to come to the realization that there's absolutely no hope in this situation. And you're going to realize it's not cynicism. It's not you being a naysaying bastard or anything like that. I just think the cards are saying that you're just going to come to the realization that there was no way out. And I mean, as a challenge, you did have the Ace of Wands in reverse. This was never going to progress into anything more. Even if you gave it more time, it was never going to progress into anything more. Fake. Fake. I'm still waiting for their emotional intelligence to explain they're in a relationship. Maybe. Or like how the card said, they're keeping their options open with the intention of eventually committing, yes. But they're just not laying their eggs in one basket, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and move forward. Newly involved. All right, so let's go ahead and see for those who are newly involved. Let's see. For those who are newly involved, those who have somebody new in the picture, in the month of December 2025, how are things going to look like for y'all? Okay, wonderful. Three of Swords. So the cards are telling me right here, well, I'm just going to keep pulling. Oh my goodness. Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, I'm just going to keep pulling. I see that there's going to be an issue because for those who are newly involved, either someone from your past is going to return and that's going to be a problem, or someone from their past is going to return. But I feel like that someone from their past is going to return prior to December. So, I mean, I'm reading this in November. So for those of you who are going to be watching this much later, I'm recording this mid-November-ish, right? So it could be a thing where like right now, an ex returns, right? And when we come into December, we're seeing an issue. There could be a separation because an ex or an old flame intervened, okay? And someone picked one here. This could be you, this could be the other person, okay? And communication was shut out, okay? So it could be a thing where like an ex returns anytime prior to December. And now we have more than one option here, okay? And then when we come to December, boom, we separate, okay? There's a separation, there's pain, there's sorrow. Why? Because someone dropped one person to focus on one other, okay? And there, all of a sudden, there is no communication. No communication with this person. You're going to start viewing this person as a player. If this was something that happens to you, they're going to view you as a player. If for some reason you are the one that was involved or is involved with somebody else and eventually you do the dumping, then you're going to start thinking to yourself, man, this person is probably viewing me as a player. I see you guys feeling that way. This person is probably viewing me as a player or a womanizer, whatever you want to call it. Lots of emotions, lots of high, unstable emotions. And with the Six of Cups, I still feel like this person will still be thinking about you. You're still going to be in their thoughts. Hopes, fears, and or advice. 10 of Swords in reverse. Well, I mean, if this is you, if you were the one that was left behind, you're just hoping that you don't have to do a lot of healing for you to be back and to be back to where you were and back on the dating scene. You're just hoping that there wasn't too much damage. I just see you hoping that there wouldn't be too much damage so that there wouldn't be a lot of healing. And you're just hoping that your healing is a lot easier in that, right? So you can move on faster. And for if this is the other person, then you're just hoping that they heal and that they don't become fully impacted, right? All right. Committed. Wow. Okay. Arguments, confrontations. There could be arguments, confrontations, getting to the bottom of things. Arguments, confrontations, getting to the bottom of things. I cannot even make this up. Wow. I'm just going to pull all the cards. Wow. Wow. Okay, so if this was a thing where maybe you were keeping your options open and you left someone behind to start something anew with somebody else, it seems like that person with whom you're going to commit to, they're going to be well aware of it, that there was somebody else. Whether you were honest about it, or I don't know, they might see a text message. It's going to be different for everyone, because I'm still seeing this theme of like someone returning, and there's a separation, but the person that you choose, they're not going to be oblivious, or that they're going to know that there was somebody else. Or let's just say you tried reconnecting with someone from your past, even though, and they could have had multiple people, and they're going to commit to you, but you're going to know that they had other people. So it seems like that's going to be in your mind, or that, or if you were the one that commits to someone from your past, then this past person is going to know that you were already involved with someone else, or they're going to acknowledge, there's some form of acknowledgement in that there was already someone that you were involved with before the commitment. Okay? And it seems like they understand that. They understand that, there was somebody else. I don't think that they're jealous, or I'm not saying that this becomes an issue, but the cards are just saying that they'll know, even if you're not aware that they know, they know. Okay, and this is more than just a suspicion or their intuition. They know. Okay, and I think they think about you a lot. I think they think a lot about the memories between you two, but at the same time, you're going to want to protect yourself. I see that you're going to want to protect yourself, Leo. Or this other person, like Leo, if you left someone behind to get back into a relationship with your ex, or with someone that you've dated before, it's like they know, and then they're not gonna be jealous, they're not gonna be suspicious, but they are gonna guard themselves. Okay, um and their form of guarding themselves is by not putting enough effort or enough energy into the relationship. So you're not going to see much happening from them, at least in the very beginning. But you're going to start thinking to yourself, you know what, I deserve a lot more than this. And you're going to come to the realization that you only got into a relationship with them in the first place because you just didn't want to be single. So your love for them wasn't really genuine. So you're going to come to this realization, and I feel like it's going to be because they're not going to put any effort. And you're going to tell yourself, well, you know what? I deserve more than this. I see you thinking that. And I see you working on your self-esteem, working on your sense of self-love, and being your own best advocate in this situation with the Strength card, okay? With the Strength card also as well, while this is all happening, there could be lots of sexy time with this new person, not this new person, with this person that you've just gotten into a relationship with that is from your past. All right? All right, so let's go ahead and see if there is any $5 tarot readings, which I don't think so, because I've had my phone right here, right next to me the entire time, and I would have known if there was a payment. Well, Patrina, I don't know if you're here, Patrina, but nevertheless, I will contact you. I do have your contact information, Patrina, so I will contact you so that you can watch my live streams later tonight. And for those who do want a private reading, I'm not a private reading. Well, if you want a private reading, you can go to my website at mermaidoracle.com. Yes, you can still do that. All right. But For the $5 readings, well, I'm going to continue this. I'm going to do Capricorn and Scorpio later tonight. I need to go teach a yoga class. Right now, so I have to go and leave, and I need to eat because I haven't ate all day. So I need to go eat. I need to go teach this yoga class. When I come back later tonight, I am going to go ahead and do Capricorn, then Scorpio. And if there are any $5 readings, you can submit the payments right now while I'm not live streaming, guys. But once I do Capricorn and Scorpio, I'll answer those questions, and I will do another 6 zodiac signs tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow I'm off. I don't teach any yoga classes, so I'll be live streaming all day. Alrighty, take care, blessed be, namaste, and I'll see you guys later tonight.